Hello, I'm Harris, and these are my initial thoughts on No Man's Sky. So I've been very excited about this game, so much so that it's the first game I've ever actually pre-ordered. I didn't even pre-order Star Wars Battlefront, which in retrospect was a good idea because after playing the beta, it was terrible and didn't live up to the expectations of a fantastic Battlefront 2. But that aside, ever since I heard about No Man's Sky at EA last year, I've been very, very excited. The fact that it was procedure generated, open world, you could basically explore and do anything. It really, really appealed to me. And I'm a computer scientist, a student, and one of the potential specializations that I could do is in game design, which would explore procedure generation, making games which build themselves off your console rather than pre-built, and try to emulate reality. So because of that, I was very excited. So after a week's worth of gameplay, here are my 4 initial random thoughts on No Man's Sky. It's not really a review; it's just the 4 things which struck cold with me to begin with. So my first thought on No Man's Sky is you don't really have complete flexibility. During development, we were told that you could do whatever. You could be a miner, you could be a trader, you could be an explorer, you could be a pirate. You could choose whatever path you want to go on and play the game your way. In reality, you have to sort of do a bit of each. You can't get by the game without mining. You have to mine fuel, you have to mine resources for your suit, and you use up these resources much faster than you could possibly trade for them. But even if you wanted to be purely a trader, well, you need to mine to get the stuff to trade, or you need to explore the world to find rare artifacts you could use to trade. So regardless, you have to be able to mine. And even if you want to just explore, well, you have to either trade or mine to get the resources you need to be able to supply your life support or your ship's fuel with, the resources that it needs. Haven't actually tried piracy, so maybe you could just be a pirate and nothing else. The reason I haven't actually tried piracy yet is because of my next initial thought. Sentinels are overpowered, at least to begin with. Every time I face a Sentinel, which are the sentient robot peacekeeping force around the galaxy of No Man's Sky, every time I face them, I decide it's much more sensible for me to either to flee, basically. The aiming system is so hit and miss that it's hard to kill the scouts before it calls for reinforcements. It's much more convenient to just jump into my ship, fly around for like 30 seconds, land, and they would have buggered off by then. There's literally no advantage. You don't level up or get XP points by attacking and defeating them, so I just, don't bother. But at least you can flee Sentinels. The more annoying aspect of the game are the pirates, who you can't flee. As soon as they've entered the system and they've decided to attack you, you sort of enter a combat warning mode where your warp engines and your pulse engines are disabled, which means you can only fly at maximum your boost speed, which isn't really enough to go anywhere without being shot down. And you can even land on another planet, fly around a planet to the opposite hemisphere, fly away, and you'll still be in this combat mode, which means that if you don't fight them, you're basically screwed up flying at 153 U maximum, which isn't really that fast. Yesterday I did try and flying to the opposite planet and flying away, and even though I was nowhere near it, I was stuck in this combat mode for at least 5 minutes before they finally buggered off. That's 5 minutes of flying at a really slow speed. And it just got tiring, and it should be a case where you can flee, because the flying combat system is rather clunky. So I faced 6 pirates now, and I've only probably beat 1 or 2 of them. The other 4 made me crash my ship and I had to go back and find my resources all over again. And speaking of resources, the game is very slow. For me it took an hour just to get off my starting planet, and to be fair, that could just be because of the planet I started on. Developers did say that everyone starts on a unique planet, and that could drastically affect your start point. So maybe someone else happens to be lucky and finds they crash land on a planet where all the resources they need are right around them. I had to walk for 30 minutes back and from to get my fuel source, which was a bit slow for me. But that's not even what I mind. I mean, to be fair, it's actually quite refreshing to find a game which disregards the acceptable break from reality trope and says, well, no, it'll take you 5 minutes to walk here, so that's how long it's going to take you, unless you want to use fuel from your ship to fly there, or, you know, upgrade your running speed. That's fine. What is slow is that after spending, you know, up to 5 minutes walking to a place, you really don't have to do the whole repetitive cycle of mining, and trading and mining. This whole cycle you get into it, the gameplay of the game is very repetitive. It's not as free as you'd like, and you know, maybe it's just me, I haven't spent enough time after week fully exploring and going far enough and getting enough abilities, but after 2-3 days of playing, I only really feel fine with an hour's worth of gameplay before I go, you know what, that's my day's worth of No Man's Sky done. I can't play anymore because it's making my brain die. You know, games like GTA and Assassin's Creed and Uncharted 4, it took me weeks or months before I could, you know, put the game down, because I'm, you know, obsessed with gaming. I will game until I basically have to eat or go to the toilet. With this, after an hour, I'm like, you know what, I want something else now, which isn't really what you want a game. You want a game to hook you. I will say this about the game though, sometimes, you know, if you do want to engage your pulse engines and you just want your ship to cruise, or if you just want to walk and you want to do the whole journey, which can take up to 3 hours, if you go at your normal cruising speed, one planet to another planet can take 3 hours, which is fairly, you know, unusual for a game. I mean, usually you can initiate pulse engines, that 3-hour journey will come drastically down to 1 minute and 15 seconds. But if you wanted to, you could let it cruise for 3 hours and, you know, go on your computer and play Minecraft or do some coursework. So, you know, there is that advantage to the game. So, is No Man's Sky a bad game? I don't think so. I mean, like I said, after an hour or so, I'm done. But come the next day, I actually want to get back into the game and see what new planets and what new species I can explore. And, you know, maybe it's just a case of I haven't given the game enough time yet. I mean, any artwork needs to grip you at the beginning, and to be fair, this game hasn't done that. But it's not enough to keep me coming back for more, just to see what I can get the next day. And, you know, each planet is unique and randomized, and I want to keep going a bit more. I haven't given up on this game just yet. And even a lot of people, if you look at the comments, a lot of people actually enjoy the game and find it quite fun. I think this game will appeal to you more if you're into games like Minecraft, you know, games which emphasize exploration or survival. I'm far away from my ship and staring at the bottom of a thing. Do I get to name you yet, or? Ooh, I can feed you. Hey, come here, I want to feed you. And I'll name you something cute. Yes. Yay! Oh, I made a friend! Can I ride you? Aww. I underestimated how much survival was in this game, where you had to make sure your fuel was topped up and your survival suit had enough resources to keep you alive. And, you know, I thought my freedom was restricted a bit more than I'd actually like. But I still want to keep playing. I want to see where my journey takes me. I want to see what upgrades I can do to my equipment so I can find the game easier. And I want to see what new species I discover. I mean, just yesterday, I found these really adorable blob creatures, which were completely different from anything I'd seen before, because before it was just these creatures that look like dinosaurs, or these creatures with loads of legs, or these sort of creatures that look like ducks with massive underbites. And this was completely unique. It wasn't, you know, it was a blob, complete and utter blob, and it was adorable. It made these really cute sounds. So what's my, you know, thoughts after a week on No Man's Sky? It's not a game I'd urge you to rush and play. I haven't decided if it's groundbreaking in terms of, you know, gaming, but the gameplay is what really isn't the selling point. It's very repetitive. It's like Minecraft, where you have to constantly keep things, upkeep things and make sure things are left going and stuff. But the planets are, as promised, completely unique. No planet is the same. You can explore one planet for hours on end because they're massive, and the creatures are completely and utterly unique, and it's just fun to name them. Although when you realise it's very likely that anyone else will come and discover your creatures, the sort of joy of naming them sort of diminishes. I mean, so what if I've named this creature after my surname? No one's ever going to come find it. It's very unlikely. But no, it's a game which, if you had some money going, or when it becomes cheaper and you want to be, well, what game should I buy? I'd definitely add it to your collection, but I wouldn't make it the only game. And God, if you're buying a PS4 for the first time, or whatever other console this is on, I don't know, I think it's just PS4 at the moment. Yeah, it is. And PC, but no one's going to have a PC and game and not have, and this be the first one. So if you're buying a PS4 and you're like, oh, maybe this is the game I'll buy as my first game, no, don't. You'll get bored really easily. Have it as a collection of other games. But no, it's not. It's still a good game. It's just the gameplay needs to fit how expansive the environments are. You've got this very long scale where the worlds are massive and unique, and the gameplay is repetitive and the same. But other than that, definitely buy it if you're going to, or if you've got some money. Just I wouldn't rush to it. But yeah, that's my 4 initial thoughts on No Man's Sky. If you've got the game already and you have your own opinions, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what type of gamer you are as well. Like, do you enjoy the game? And if you enjoy the game, are you a survival fan, or is this your first time really playing a survival game? This is the first time I've done sort of a game analysis of a game I've just bought. So yeah, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, or whatever. I'm not that desperate. I am desperate, but whatever. I'm gonna go and name this planet something else, or not land, because I actually have no fuel to take off again. So I have to find somewhere with this fuel, otherwise I'm gonna have to spend ages walking. I have absolutely no idea if that was useful, but I did it anyway.